New Zealand, including recently in your neck of the woods. And we've culled 7 infected herds totalling some 5,000 cattle. We'll talk about that a bit later on. The science is quite clear. Culling at the herd level is the best way to get rid of this disease. We'll go into a little more detail around testing and why, and most of you will be familiar with TB, why we can't identify this disease and manage it at an individual animal level. It has to be managed at a herd level. So the good news is we're still committed. The links we have at present, and I'm going to stress this, we don't understand all the links of the recent infected properties found here in Winton, but we do have some links, interestingly going the other way, back to some of the Oamaru infected places. So we need some time to understand what the implications of these this new network is, and where all of the cattle movements on and off these infected properties have been. So we've had the International Technical Advisory Group in Wellington for the last week. And the good news is, from their perspective, we're on track, we're doing the right things. They still think eradication is a feasible option. However, they've put a bit of a caveat around it that we don't find much more than we've found. Hence why the tracing efforts we put in now for the infected properties in Winton are so critical, and obviously the one in the North Island as well. So they, in their view, in their judgment, and these international experts come to us from the UK, Australia, America, and parts of Canada, and also New Zealand. Their view is to it, and it has actually tested in one way or another around half of the 2,700 dairy farms in New Zealand. That's a pretty impressive effort. And also from their perspective, and the chair has a lot of expertise running disease control programs across the world, and in his view, it's world class. So I think we're on the right track. But the bad news is we need to understand the traces to and from our most recent finds. So I think the other thing I'd like to stress tonight, and I think this is a key takeaway if I was to leave you with anything, is you need to get informed, you need to understand what this is. I work on facts and evidence, that's my job. At times there's degrees of uncertainty, but I also encourage you to operate on facts and information as well, and evidence. I'll give you a pretty good example of where people are relying on speculation, rumour, and in some instances hysteria, which does lead to irrational action. A household removal truck tries to go was asked to remove some household effects from a farm worker in a restricted place for not being informed. But what I find the hardest bit is, in his view, it's because farmers won't use him as a trucking firm or a household removal firm at the back end of it. So you need to understand the facts of this disease. That would be about as close as you're ever going to get to zero risk. Yet we had to mediate between the parties to give them the information. So for me, that's the key takeaway tonight. If you don't come out of here with the facts, then get onto our website and get the facts. You have plenty of opportunity to see some of the collateral or some of the information we are providing on our website. We've got some copies of it here, not enough for this audience. I'm sure most of you have internet access and you can go grab it. We also, there's an ability for you to, I'm assuming a lot of you already have, signed up to our stakeholder updates, which come out twice a week, which will keep you informed of where we're at and what we're doing. The other thing, and I think you guys are in the best position, because the reality is MPI's not going to solve this on its own. Yeah, stakeholder organisations who have been providing a great deal of support, like Dairy NZ, and some of them will be speaking tonight as well, they can't do it on their own. We need your help to do this, and we need to do it as a team. At the end of the day, we can have the debrief where we all throw stones at each other and say what went well and what went badly. I'll be the first to admit we ain't perfect, and I suggest none of you are either, as a farming community. But right here, right now, in my view, isn't the time for throwing stones at each other. It's a lot more about how we can work together to get rid of this disease. Because when it comes to managing on-farm biosecurity, the people I'm looking at right now are in the best position to do it. The people of looking at right now are the best people to ensure their documentation, including their NAIT records, are up to date. I'm gobsmacked. I seriously am. We've been running a major animal biosecurity response for 5 months, and we're still running into situations where people haven't entered their movements into NAIT, and we're still getting farmers pulling crappy old notebooks out of their back pockets and trying to tell us about their movements. So you need to help us. You know, we're a team game here, otherwise it's not going to work.